this job. Fuck you, boss. Fuck your profit and fuck your loss. Fuck you, Linda, at the front desk too. Guy in the mailroom. Fuck you. This whole company can slide my knob. Fuck all y'all. Fuck this job.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Morning. Welcome to the AM Grind and Grit Show, hosted by yours truly, Walls P, and Gary Lamb from the Gary Lamb Network. Hope you, ladies and gentlemen, are having a beautiful morning. We're here to rock with you on your way to work, or if you're getting off of work, or if you work from home, getting your kids ready for school. Whatever it is that you got going on, we're here to assist you in the morning time. I hope you, ladies and gentlemen, did not forget to set your clocks back an hour, because we are now in daylight savings time. And if you're tuning in from the East Coast, definitely dress accordingly, because temperatures will be in the lower 60s. Me personally, I love the cold, so that's right up my alley as far as how the day will go. So, shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to the Rewatch crew. Definitely like, share, subscribe. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, what are we talking about today? We're talking about mental health and why it's dangerous to ignore. Now, with that being said, I just want to be very, very clear that mental health is running rampant through the nation, through society, all parts of the world. But I think we're riding down a slippery slope. And I just want to point this part out before I actually tackle, mental health itself. But nowadays in society, I'm starting to see mental health being weaponized. And what do I mean by weaponized? Every little thing that a person go through, a person do, they having a bad day, they go commit a heinous atrocity as far as going on a shooting spree. It's always chucked up to mental health. And I'm starting to realize or believe that sometimes that word mental health is just used as an excuse for a chosen few people's actions, or as a means to justify a person's actions. A person is yelling and screaming for whatever reason, and it's like, oh, what's that mental health issue? I have schizophrenia or something of that nature. It's definitely being weaponized. And when we look on the news and see, hey, this person went and shot up a Family Dollar or something like that, they always bring up the question about mental health. I like my apartment or my house cleaned a certain way, so now I'm suffering from mental health issue of OCD. Is that really a mental health, or it's just I like my environment clean? I don't know. Maybe a specialist can, enlighten me. But to my knowledge, if you're well aware of what you're doing or the decisions that you're making, I can't associate that with mental health. I see it as being used as a crutch or excuse to justify a person's actions or their way of thinking at the time. But on the other side of things, mental health is real. You have people that suffer from depression. You have people that suffer from schizophrenia. You have all these different scenarios or cases of mental health that people go through. And the crazy thing about it and the scary thing about it is that people that do have a mental health issue, a lot of them aren't seeking help, or they think they can self medicate, or they think they'll also be able to deal with it. And I get it, especially if you're a person that you don't like to take meds, this, that, and the third. You're totally against it. So you're like, hey, I can outgrow this. But that's a slippery slope. And that's a dangerous way of thinking. Why is that? Because when you're going through your moment of mental health or mental health issue, you're not even aware of it. You're not aware of what it is you're saying to another person, what you're doing to yourself. You're not aware of none of these things. And the part that it gets dangerous is you could either one, commit suicide, take your own life, or God forbid, I mean, you can say, God forbid, you commit suicide, but God forbid, you go hurt others. But if you ask me, the lesser of the two evils would be you hurt yourself rather than go hurting a person that has nothing to do with your circumstances, or sometimes don't even know you from a can of paint. Look at the suicide rates in America. They're up there. And a lot of that is due to people not knowing how to handle, their mental health. Of course, we know finances and things like that goes into play for that attributes to suicide, but mental health does play a significant role. And the sad part about it is that not enough is being done to help those with mental health. It's underfunded. People who try and set appointments to speak to a psychiatrist, things of that nature, their appointments be set out like months apart. What if I need help now? What if I need help right now to speak to somebody because I'm going through a mental health crisis? We got Jay in the building. So if I'm in help now and nobody can help me, I can't speak to a psychiatrist, I'm out of my meds, all of this stuff. What do we think is going to happen? What can that person now turn around and do to actually seek aid? And also when it comes to, mental health, because it's set now, if you feel somebody's going through a mental health crisis and you call for them to seek help, if they legitimately say, hey, I don't need help, then it's nothing, the nurses or doctors that come to assist, it's nothing they can do because this person is literally saying they don't need help. I don't know, man. I don't know. I agree with it to an extent because people can weaponize it, but if you're telling me that's going to be weaponized by a small percentage of people, then I think the pros outweigh the cons because that person can turn around and get the help that they need. Now, it still boils down to that person is going to want to seek the help, or that person is going to, actually believe in the therapy and all these things that they're going to. But at least if they get a foot in the door, at least to bring awareness to that individual, they have options. Because you could say, oh, you have options, do this, do this, do this. But until I see like, hey, my options are literally available to me, it's just, you're just talking because you got lips. I don't know where to turn to. But if you force me into a situation where I can actually get help, now I can start to ask questions. Hey, if I need to do XYZ, how do I get access to XYZ? You literally put me in a position now that I have accessibility to seek the help that for the longest I didn't think I was privy to. I didn't know how to access it. Nobody showed me. And I think that's the biggest issue is people believing that they can't get the help or they believe they don't have any type of mental health issue whatsoever, or they can just outgrow it. And shout out to the ladies because when it comes to mental health, women communicate, women talk. They speak out their problems. Whereas men, we got to bottle it up inside and just figure it out. Because at the end of the day, when men complain, nobody really gives a damn. Nobody gives a damn until it's too late. So that man takes his life. So it's at the point of no return. That's when it's like, oh, wow, you was actually going through all of that? I didn't know that. Yeah, I tried to tell you, but when I did, you were saying, yo, I'm soft, or, I'm not a real man. So women, shout out to you guys because you guys know how to talk about your issues. Us men, we got to stop that. Don't get me wrong. We have to be masculine, but we got to stop that BS of, oh, you can't be expressive and, this is how you man up by bottling up your feelings inside. Yeah, but at that point, you bottling up your feelings, now you become a ticking time bomb. It affects your relationships at home, your relationships at work, your friends. They don't want to mess with you no more. You're always a Debbie Downer. These things matter. And it's sad because us men, we know this, but yet we still treat mental health, treat speaking out your problems, all of these things as if you're not a real man. Ignoring it pretty much. And that builds us, like, straight up, it builds us to ignore it. Ignore all the telltale signs. I'm a man. I'm going to get through it. It is what it is. And go about your day. The last job that I had before I came to this company right here, the guy that replaced my position, everybody said he would come to work and complain about, his relationship at home, his marriage, all of this stuff or whatever. Right? Everybody was saying he was complaining, but and pretty much the feedback I got was guys didn't really want to work with him because they're like, yo, Tired of hearing this guy with his problems, man. Like, I don't want to hear this. You know what that man wind up doing? What's going on, Gary?
What up, man?
You got a serious feedback going on.
Hold on.
Okay. But what that man, I gotta wait till the feedback stops so I can tell you guys the story. All right, I think it's gone now. All right, so yeah, the guy was telling everybody at the job his problems, marital problems, financial problems, all this stuff or whatever, and everybody at the job didn't want to work with him because they was tired of hearing this man's problems. I think he been at the job 2 months. Yeah, it was about 2 months after I left. Do you know what this man wind up doing? This man wind up going to some wooded area and hung himself from a tree. The man literally hung himself from a tree. He felt that was a better option than to seek to get help, than to get somebody to actually listen to him, give him, ways that he could remedy what he's going through, give him pointers, all of that. He decided taking his life was the best way out of whatever situation that he was going through. And this is why, when it comes to mental health, especially in men, it should be taken seriously and not be ignored. You,
What up?
you
What
could
up,
chime in.
Wally?
What's going on, man?
Man, listen. I'm having to say apologize again. Listen. I woke up one time. I looked at it like, all right, I got like 10 minutes. Let me just, and that was it.
It
That was
happens,
it.
man. It happens. It's
Oh
all
my gosh, I've been up all night driving, so it is what it is. But what up, everybody? What up, family? Let me just get to the car before I can say my piece. 'Cause I was listening to what you were saying about a lot of stuff you were saying, and I 100% agree that women just they really do handle their stuff a lot better than men. Um, but I think you're absolutely right. Men had been taught that they don't matter for so long that we just we're sissified because we got feelings and emotion and stuff like that. So you don't share that part of who you are with the world because
Mhm,
they'll use it against you. They
mhm,
always do. So it's like hell, women will definitely use it against you. So it's like you don't want to give that type of arsenal to anyone. And I've been in that situation many times myself where somebody will use something I said against me, and it's like, bro. So I just got to a point I got really good at telling people things that I had no problem with being told, and the stuff that was very important, very close to home, I left it out. Um, so it sounds like I'm very personal with you, but I'm really not. Because I've been in that place where people have used it against me and used, you know, what I said and how I feel to their advantage. I just got really good at telling the same stories over and over and over again that I have no problem with people knowing. I don't think that's a right way to be, but it is what it is.
mhm. Because at the end of the day, you kind of got to protect yourself at the same time.
No, there's no kind of. I have to. I
Yeah.
absolutely have to protect myself because no one else is going to, right? I mean, you look at a man and you see an obstacle, you see a challenge, you see a competitor, so any way you can knock that person down, you do it in that
Mhm,
fell. I mean, we are the the sacrificial lamb for our species. That's just what it is. And women have no quorum with that until they realize that their sacrificial lamb has been badly damaged internally. And now they're saying, well, go get some help, go get some help. I'm like, well, how? How do we do that? I've been a part of men's teams and men organizations so many times. Man, listen, and one of the biggest things to do is to try to get a man to share. It's very difficult to get a man to share. And you have a lot of men that's really good at sharing stuff that seem important, seem personal, seem deep, but they're not really doing it. They're just they're going through the motions, man. And the fake tears, the fake crying. Oh, my mother, and I'm listening like, and I could tell, just looking, I could tell they don't give a crap. They're not really going deep, but it seems like they're going deep, right? What
Let
up,
me
Lady
ask you
Lamb? What up,
this.
Erica? What up,
Let,
Jay?
let, let me ask you this. Because in a case like that, right, you say a person come in and they're faking it, this, that, and the third, and you can see it.
Hmm.
What would be beneficial for a person to do that? Like why?
Why would they fake it?
Yeah, like why would they like what are they actually getting out of it?
It's not what they're getting out of it. It's the red herring, the elephant in the room type thing. It throws people off the scent.
Okay.
So it's not for my benefit. It's for you to so I can blend in, right?
Mm,
I want to look like I'm wounded. I want to look like I'm um, getting some type of healing because what these teams would usually do is they will harp on you and hold you to your foot to the fire on this situation, trying to get you to open up. And
got you. Got you.
to get them to leave you the hell alone, you'll give them something
Got you.
that's not really that important, but sound important to
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean. So like,
Yeah.
well,
I get
the
it.
death of my father. Okay, and how did you feel about the death of your father? And internally, you like, I didn't give a shit about that bastard, but oh, it really hurt me. Then I have my father in my life.
Yeah.
So it's
Got
like
you.
they don't really give a crap. But that's what I'm saying. It's like men got to a point where we got so good at hiding the truth, so good at, hiding that internal turmoil that when it rears its ugly head, we don't really know how to deal with it, right? Like in my experience, my situation, for me, um, coming across something that has been pounded down for years since I was a kid, when it rears its head, it's like, holy crap, how do I deal with that? Because it's like it puts me back into that adolescence state, right? I'm back there, and although I'm a 42-year-old man, internally, emotionally, I'm still that kid. So how do I deal with that? So you start rationalizing like a kid, like a child,
Hmm.
but you have godlike powers, right? With these powers, I can become a superhero. And it's like you can do it because you have those godlike powers, but you're running off of the emotions of a child. So you'll begin to do things that may be very dangerous. And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not even funny how dangerous it can be. So I get why we are quick to, you know, put men behind bars and to put men down because of their capability. I get why. Um, so I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, let's not do that," because we've had so many cases where men have done some reckless stuff, and that's the reason why I said that and why it's dangerous to ignore. We got to stop ignoring men, man. We got to stop ignoring men because this is not going to fare well for anybody. I mean, once a man gets calculated with it, you know what I mean? Imagine a man who chooses not to use his brawn but his brain. Holy cow.
Yeah,
I would, boy, he's far more dangerous than any physical outburst person on the planet. He's far more dangerous than that. I mean, we just had a shooting in freaking Maine. You know, here's a guy that went for help, went for support, saying, "Look, I got head problems. I need some help." And they turned him away. Why? I have no friggin' idea why they did that. They could have probably saved lives that day by catering to that man, giving that man some type of attention, because probably that's all the freak he wanted was some attention. He couldn't get it. I mean, think about this. Men are doing crazy stuff for attention.
yeah.
That's for attention, just for somebody to care more about them than what they can do for others. You know, because why are men? Why don't men want to be men? Because it sucks. There's nothing. There's no benefit to a man to be a man. What is my benefit to be a man? Let me ask that question. What is my benefit? I'm gonna ask you, Walls. What is my benefit as a man talking to a man? You give me 5 reasons why I should get up every day, work my fingers to the bone, risk my life, and all that other stuff for individuals who don't give a damn about me. I'm not talking about me, Gary Lamb. I'm talking about as a man, because the vast majority of men don't have what you and I have. They couldn't even get what we got because they're not tall enough, they're not cute enough, they're not advanced and financially enough, they're not wise enough, they're not high enough in the freaking the educational realm. Women just look right past them. So so as a man, what is my incentive to be a man in this country? What is my incentive? And
I don't I don't know if I can give you five off the rip, but I can give you three off the rip.
go.
Number one, I control my own destiny. Being the
Okay.
fact that I have to vie for myself, I have to carve my way into society. I control my own destiny. The amount of effort that I put into it kind of um, mounts to the amount I get back.
Okay. So you got
Number,
men.
yeah.
Yeah, you got men
No,
that went to war. They carved out their own destiny. They felt that was the best move for them, right?
yeah, they felt that was a good move for them.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
So
What's the second one?
number two, leaders. Although it's a hard position to have because heavy lies the crown, but if I have my family and everything like that, I'm the leader. So yes, it comes with responsibility, but at least I know if it didn't work, it's because it's because of my doing. So it's a gift and a curse. But at the end of the day, I would rather fail because of me than fail by somebody on somebody else's behalf. So men
Okay.
are leaders. Number two, my
No, that'd be
physical.
three. That would be
I
three.
mean, yeah, number three. Sorry, number three, my physical strength. If a comet or a meteor or a star was to hit the Earth, and we go back to you know caveman days, I know I have an excellent chance of survival because of my strength. Whereas if I was a woman, I would have to partner up with a man, whether I like him or not, and be subjected to whatever this man say or do for survival. Whereas me as a man, my strength, I can survive on that alone. So those are three things
So all
that
three
benefit me
things.
and a man.
So all three things sounds great, but they're all in service and they're all contingent on another man. I mean, other men, right? So if you want to be a leader, you have to be willing to be able to lead men. In order to lead men, you got to freaking compete.
But who's the ones in the position to lead though? Men.
No, a man is not men. A
No,
man
I'm
is.
mad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In order for me to put myself in a position to lead, I have to be a man. Number one, that's the number one thing criteria.
Hmm.
Everything else from there, I can kind of control it with the way I move. Doesn't mean that I'm going to get the results I want, but it makes me sit down at the table, which also goes to controlling your own destiny. Those are the three things right there that I could think off the top. And it's right now it's hard to look at being a man as beneficial because we've made it very easy right now it's easy to look and say, yo, it's hard to be a man because we made it very comfortable in society. Women have it awesome because we made it comfortable in society for women. It's not caveman days where you walk up to a woman with a club, bash them over the head, and you drag them back to your cave. Women, yes, women need protection, but not like that. So, of course, they got it good. But just think about 200, 300, 400 years ago. You think women were saying, oh, it's easy to be a woman? No. Nobody gave a crap what women had to say. It was, yo, you say what I do or else. So I kind of look at it as women, in a sense, probably really don't give a crap because of the history of what they went through and how the roles have kind of flipped, so to speak. It's like, yo, when we wanted XYZ, I didn't give a damn. So why should we give a damn about y'all? Ever thought about that or no?
No, because I don't think that caveman shit is true. I think it's bullshit. I mean, you're gonna tell because I mean,
That,
it just seems bullshit to me. Like what? It
I
don't make sense. So you're gonna
put
tell
it
me
like
I'm
put
not
it like
sitting here.
put it like this, right? Even if the caveman stuff is true, let's look at the laws in Dubai and other countries. You don't think that's how it was unilaterally across the world, and then other places just adapted other laws? In
And you're
Dubai,
gonna say,
women
wait, but
can't.
wait a minute, wait. You
Uh-huh.
saying that men got it easy in Dubai?
No, I'm saying women can't. Basically, women have no say in Dubai. Like the trucker that went to Dubai and she raised her voice at the man at the towing country and she got locked up. So what I'm saying is, not all places in the world do you women have it like how they do in America. So if you have these places that still live with those ancient times or the way of doing things, what's to say that wasn't worldwide spread? It's just like slavery was worldwide spread, and then other nations started adapting. No, this is wrong. So they ended slavery. So there's still some places that don't give women rights and don't give a damn what women have to say. The only person who's going to care about what you say or maybe listen is the man that decides to make you make you his wife. You get me?
No, I hear you. I get you. I'm just like, say what you need to say about it.
Okay, floor is yours.
Because I
My
have
mouth is
no,
sealed.
I have no argument, prepared for that. Because I don't want to talk about what women's going through. We've done that for too many years, and it's just like this is not their floor today. But um, as far as your three um reasons, they still are contingent on you going against men, right? There is no
Mhm.
because we live in a hierarchy as men. We live in a hierarchy. There is no equal ground, equal playing field. Like the man who is more superior is going to get the one have the final say. He's going to be the one that get the most women. He's going to be the one that get the pick of the litter. He's going to be the one. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and all the rest of them is going to have to do what they got to do to fit in, and up to a certain point, men don't really have a problem with that as long as they do get their little, shake of the tail too. But what about the vast majority of men that are just stuck to be guinea pigs and fodder? Is that what you call fodder?
Yeah, father.
Fodder, that's stuck to be fodder. The grunts, if you will, the ones that's on the front line, the ones that absorb the first volley of bullets. You know what I mean? So, and those men are, large in numbers, huge in numbers, because you only got a certain amount of generals, you got a certain amount of freaking leaders, whatever, what have you. So, for the vast majority of men trying to climb that hierarchy ladder, their duty is to die for people that don't even know their name. You know what I'm saying? They don't even think about them. Like you said, like, why would I give a damn about men? Well, yeah, because we die for you. That's why you should care, because we're put in front of the we're put in front of the tank for you. Um, and it's like it doesn't matter how bad the country was to you. If this country was starting to get attacked by any foreign land, they will throw a gun in your hand and say it's your duty to fight. And
Mhm.
it's like my issue is whether it was cave days or not, whether it was true that we used to run around and hit a woman upside the head with a billy club, which I seriously doubt really happened, or not. If that is in fact the case, because you got to look at our nature now, right? Look at man's nature now. Uh, Maybe okay, let's say it was bred out of us in the last 20 freaking years, right? Okay,
Mhm.
that's cool. I'll give you that. But the vast majority of men didn't do those things. I mean, you got men that will refuse to hit a woman. She's coming at him with a blade. He still wouldn't hit her. So it's like that's hard for me to believe that you was walking around with a billy club smacking him in that face when he left. That's hard for me to believe that. But at the end of the day, we are required to do things for women that don't have to do nothing for us. And my thing is like the very least, where's the compassion? Where's the the empathy for men when it comes down to their emotional I mean, excuse me, mental health? Where's the compassion? It's got I know it's some hardship. I know it's difficult to be a woman. I know it is. It's got to be. I have one, so I know it's difficult to be a woman. But damn it, you have no idea how hard it is to be a man. Not freaking at all. Because everything as a man, everything has to be a challenge. It has to be. And it's like it's so freaking annoying, huh?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Testing 1 2 1 2. Hello. Wally, can you hear me? I don't know. I guess
Hello?
is it me or is it you? No, that was definitely him. All right, so when he come back, put him back up. But as a man, everything's a challenge. Everything has to be a challenge. You got to go and provide for your family. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. I'm like, well, what if I don't want to do that stuff? What if I don't want to go out there anymore? What if I don't want to go out there and get beat up again for a couple of dollars? Saying I don't want to go and be told that I got to slave for 60 hours a week to do something for somebody that's not even going to be interested in me other than what I got to provide as far as my pocket's concerned. And the flip side is also true. That man who is able to go out there and make it work, right? Make it happen. The one who figure out his groove, right? Um, and now this person is cocky as all heck because he found out his groove, right? He knows that he is on top. And now this man walks around crapping on young other men who are lower than him, because he knows he can. And that's a psychological hit to a man's ego. That's a psychological hit to a man's psyche. That's a psychological hit to the man's everything. Because in him, he's like, I want to knock this cocksucker out, but I can't. You know what I mean? Like I have to take this crap. And his woman sees it and his woman's like, well, why did you take that from him? And he's trying to explain to her why he had to. You know what I mean? Like I had to, what I'm saying? He'll squash me like a bug because women don't understand hierarchy. They don't get it. They don't understand that, if you challenge a man that's higher than you and you lose, you know, boy, you lose you can lose your job, you can lose your status in life, you can lose. So it's like it's so easy for a man to lose. This is why I think a lot of Ray Rays and Pookies win, right? Because they don't have anything to lose. They can blow off their steam at the cops and get out the car and fight the cops and be all crazy because what do they got to go home? What do they got to lose? Nothing. And it's that energy, right? That is attractive to women because he's aggressive and he's you know doesn't give a rip about the law and it's the same thing when a man gets to a place of status where he's like, look, I can buy. I don't care about a speeding ticket. I don't care about I'm not going to sit here and waste my time looking for a park simply because you're going to give me a parking ticket. I make more money than you will ever see in your lifetime. So give me the parking ticket. I'll pay it. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I'll have my secretary run down to the freaking station and pay it. I won't even have to be there. So you have men that have that mentality because they got money like that. And it's just, but it leaves the rest of the men sitting there guessing, what can I do?
Man.
Wow, you sound like a robot. You hear? You hear me? Walls. Walls. Yeah, he's probably in a bad area. But you get to that point where it's like men just don't have much of an outlet. So we have to start literally sitting
Testing,
there
testing.
having conversation. There you go. I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But now you got two people like talking.
Give me 1 second.
Hmm.
Give me 1 second. All right, it should be going now.
Yeah,
Let's see. All right.
yeah. So like I was saying, like you got a lot of men in the middle that just have no other recourse. They have no. That's why Fight Club was such a damn good movie, right? Because that's where most men are. Fight Club. That's where most men live their lives. These lonely, boring, drawn out, dull lives of just despair, basically, because it's like nobody
Okay.
cares. Nobody cares. You're just a number.
I got to give pushback. And here's why. Because from everything you said, it's us men that are harming each other, right? It's us men that are harming each other with this measuring contest. Now, one thing that you said was with the when it comes to fighting and defending yourself, somebody bigger than you, whatever, or stronger than you, um, comes to you and you decide, hey, let me back down, and you got to explain to your lady, hey, the reason why I backed down was because of X, Y, Z.
Hmm.
I gotta disagree with that because if that man knows he's stronger, bigger than you, and you still step to the plate and defend yourself, even though you lose, that individual just got mad respect for you, and most likely will not try to disrespect you anymore because he know you're willing to defend yourself. You're willing to die for yours. Even like the movie Fight Club that you brought up, guys that lost, they respected the hell out of that man. So I think you do more of a disservice for not standing up for yourself than if you actually do stand up for yourself. And your lady is probably mad you didn't stand up for yourself because she understands this dynamic that you didn't even try. It's like if somebody come up and try to rob us and you didn't even try to stand up to this man, why should I follow and lead you if I see you're not willing to
Well, that
protect
hold on,
us?
but that's different. That's a robbery. We're not talking about a robbery. We're talking about a a a a well-oiled machine where somebody higher than you tells you what to do and you back down because you're fearful of losing your job. We're not being robbed or challenging my life here. It's just I can't lose my livelihood for going against this person. You say, yes, sir. And she's like, why didn't you step up? Why didn't you step up? And the woman is pissed about that because she's like, you could have stepped up. And like, listen, yeah, I could have, but the outcome is this. I mean, I've been in those situations where I stepped up and then 3 weeks later I was fired and I couldn't understand why. So it's like, I've been in those situations, and it wasn't women, it wasn't men that was doing it. It was women, right? It was women who was taking me out. But I do agree with what
But
you're
you know
saying.
what
Like if
though?
you're,
You know
hmm,
what? What about this scenario though of it? You back down and bite your tongue, right? Now you're the punching bag for this individual because this person know you have no backbone. Because
mm,
I've done that before where at a job, the boss, the owner, I let them say running jokes, this, that, and the third, and I just shrugged it over, shrugged it, shrugged it off. And eventually the jokes and the, racial jokes, all of that started getting worse and worse
oh God,
to the
I've been
point,
there too.
I had to say something like, nah, bro, like, I understand we got jokes this, that, and the third, but I had to stand up and be like, this isn't gonna happen. So it's a catch 22 because if you don't stand up for yourself, you become a punching bag. If you do stand up for yourself, you risk losing your job. But this is where protections come into play, though. If a person is disrespecting you at a workplace, I definitely feel you shouldn't stand down because there's so many laws and protections now that even if I do stand up for myself, I might wind up owning this damn company because of all the freaking rules and regulations that you wind up breaking, yada yada. So what what it sounds like to me is we are our worst enemies. The reason why I say this is because you literally said you had men who are in these speaking engagements to find resolutions in a safe space, but yet they elected to put out red herrings or fake it. You literally have a place where you could find and get the help that you want, but you're choosing not to. You choose to bottle it inside. I could understand if you want to bottle it inside towards a woman because they might hold it against you, but this is literally a space that is designed for that, and you're choosing not to get the help. That kind of falls on you. So if you don't give a damn to get the assistance that you need or the help that you need, why should anybody else give a damn? Because you're telling everybody, yeah, I'm going to therapy, I'm going to this, I'm going to that, and they see exactly no change. A year later down the line, still no change. Then it's like, what you doing in there? Why the hell should I give a damn? Why?
It's a damn good question. You posing some powerful questions there. I can't really dispute that because you're absolutely right. At that point, you are your worst enemy. um, and it could be something traumatic in your past that's got you that's so scared, like
Yeah.
you opened up to a parent or a guardian, or you opened up to a friend or a family member and they utilized it against you, so you're fearful
Oh
to
yeah.
open up. So
You
it's
know
like,
what? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a
you
damn
know
good point.
I've been
Damn
there
good
too,
point.
so it's like I know what it's like to open up to somebody and they throw that shit in your face. I mean, hell,
Mhm.
I just had this situation not too long ago, right? I mean, which is kind of what sparked this conversation. Is like, somebody that I was, you know choosing to trust, against my better judgment, threw some stuff in my face in private, and it was like, bro, that's
Yeah.
that's a no-no. You don't do
You
that.
don't do that. Yeah.
And I'm not interested in doing business with you anymore. Because if you can do that now, as casually as you did now, what makes you? I mean, that's way too touchy for me to even consider dealing with you anymore.
Yeah.
And there's no real way for you to change my mind around that. You did it. You did it
Mhm.
once. You'll do it again. Because I've had that situation many times, and that this is how I learned. Right. A lot of the stuff I'm giving you is stuff that came from my life. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this stuff because it sounds good. This is
No,
what
no,
happened
no,
in
no.
my life.
I get it 1,000%.
Where
Because
I backed down because I losing my job was worse than taking the freaking ego hit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yo, I need this job so freaking bad. I can't lose this job. And and then you do what you got to do to try to hold on to the job. You do what you got to do to find something that's better. And I remember what happened to me. I blew up and I threw that dude on the floor. I almost knocked him the frick out. I
Mm-hmm.
lost it because after years and years of taking this treatment from these fake alpha males, you know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
they have to posture for their women. They got to posture for their freaking position. This is why you say, yeah, I can be a leader. Leader, what? You know what I mean? Because most men are posturing like a bitch. They're not really leaders of nothing. They look like it. They got fancy cars, but they answer to somebody higher than them, and we're their underlings basically. So they talk to us like crap because they get talked to like crap, and they pass that crap down to us. So it's like, are you really an alpha male? Are you really, a leader? Are you really, master of your domain? Or are you posing like every other man? And once you realize that these dudes, and this is why I brought up the Pookies and the Ray Rays. You know what I mean? Because I would be considered the Pookie and the Ray Ray in that situation. Because I got to a point where I didn't care about losing my job. So I flipped him on his ass. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? He got in my face, and he lucky I didn't punch him in shit.
Here's
You
one
know what I
thing I
mean?
will. Here's one thing I will say. Right. What allowed you to do that?
What allowed me to do what?
Get up, punch him in his face, drop him on his ass, or whatever the case may be.
I mean, I didn't
What
really
allowed you
punch
to?
him, but I mean, we tussled for, well, what he called was a tussle.
Yeah,
But I know what you're saying. Physical strength.
being a man allowed you to. Whereas
Yeah,
if you
but
was a
but a whole
woman or
bunch. But wait a
something,
minute. Well, wait a minute.
mhm,
This is where you're missing it. There are men that are 6'3" in uniform that could have easily manhandled me with no problem. So that neutralizes my strength because there's other men that have more strength than I do. They train for this, right? The guy that I flipped was out of shape, and I was freaking, several months into moving flour and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like my strength was off of freaking my. That was the strongest I've been in my entire life because of all that stuff that I was moving, and I was filled with rage because here's a dude that I loaned $1,500 to keep his business going, and he lies to me about $100, man, and then try to pin it on his wife, right? So it's like, whoa, she didn't leave it. No, 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 no. Is not it, you gave your word. You did. I don't care what she did. You gave your word. So I was running off of your word, and you're gonna. And not only are you going to lie to me and tell me that your wife chose not to leave the full amount, but you're gonna sit here and pin it on her. What kind of coward shit? Like that just blew my mind. Like I'm looking up
uh,
to you, and you pinning this on your wife. Like what the fuck? Like, and then he finally came out and admitted. He was like, because he was embarrassed. Like, dude, I could have understood that. I could have absolutely understood that. You think this the first time I've ever been in a situation where a person couldn't handle it, they couldn't pay me back? That this ain't like, but all that this all that stemmed from holding on to this image that men had
yeah,
to hold on to, right? And this is what I'm
yes.
saying is that we have to hold on to this cool, goofy ass image for our women to respect us, or at least that's what we believe. We need to hold on to this image for our women to respect us, because the God forbid you lose. God forbid I lose respect in the one person that I need it the most from. God forbid
Mhm.
that happens. You know what I mean? Like I can't even get respect from my lady, bruh. Like, dog, you don't like I don't. I'm worthless. Like I'm nothing.
Mhm.
I'm nothing in the streets. I'm nothing in my home. I'm nothing. So you look at that dynamic and how
That
important.
that's a stigma that's on society, not on men, because men
Mhm.
are. That's I'm saying that right there that you just explained. I agree with you 1,000% because that's a stigma that society and women put on men, not us.
No, we don't put that on us, but
Yeah,
we uphold it.
yeah, definitely. That's
We
what I'm
definitely
saying. Like,
uphold it.
yeah, we uphold it. Yes, yes,
So at the end of the day, that's still our fault, right? Because we're
yeah.
upholding it. This is why
Hmm.
I'm talking to men. I'm talking to men like, yo, we can't expect women to jump in and say, hey, we need to stop this because women ain't gonna stop nothing that's good for them. Okay,
Mm-mm.
they can be pro life all day long, but they're not about to sit here and stop, abortion fully. You know what I mean? You got women out there that's champion for abortion. Like you're gonna take my rights away. Your right to kill a child, that's not a right. That's murder, bitch. And I don't give a fuck what you say. It's murder. Okay, it's murder. But how many women are gonna step up and say, if we need to start disciplining these women accordingly. We need to retrain them to know that it is murder. How many women are stepping up to do that? Not many, because they're upholding that crap too, right? They're upholding it. So I don't think women are going to come to our rescue on this. They barely even do it for themselves. So they're not going to come to our rescue for this. So we're going to have to, as men, going to have to step up the plate and say, yo, we can't allow this. We can't allow this to happen. That's why when we had the conversation about the guy that shot up the Maine, and I was like, can I have empathy for that man? Yes, I can, because what went on to make him snap like that? He lived all this life. He lived all these years and didn't hurt a fly, and now he snaps. Why? Why? What caused him to snap? And a lot of the reason, and I think about it like, what would have caused me to snap? Well, not being recognized for the freaking role that I play in this world will make me snap. It will make me snap because it's like, what's the point of me doing this? You know what I mean? I don't see no benefit for me to be here. And the suicide rate amongst men, that ain't even, dude. If that's not enough noise, I don't know what is. It's gotten to a
Yeah.
point where it's like, me killing myself don't mean nothing. I'm just a number. That don't mean nothing. It's just like a statistic is nothing. But if I take a few people out, maybe they'll see it then. And I think that's the thought process of a lot of men. If I take some people out, maybe you will hear me then. Because now you can't ignore me.
It's kind of like because one thing you said that definitely sticks out is at the end of it, like you see yourself doing things like a child, and at the end of the day, men are a child at heart. So if we can get attention just on the strength of being mischievous or doing a heinous act, we're gonna look for the attention by any means necessary if that will spark some kind of a change. So I
Hmm.
agree with you. I agree with you on that aspect. Yeah, I agree.
So I think a lot of this is vital that we talk about on a regular basis. Got to talk about it. Like, what can we do to bring men to the fold? And once you get to a place where, and I think a lot of men are afraid of this, uh, because you got a lot of men that are high level, that are just lost emotionally, mentally, just lost. They got stuck in a groove and they just kept going. And before they know it, they were a millionaire and they got all this money. They got all these people that look up to them and stuff like that. I mean, somebody that can perfect example, Will Smith. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
look at his dynamic. Oh my God! Like his wife won't shut up. She just won't shut up. She won't shut up. She will not shut up. Right? And here he is trying to do damage control ever since the Chris Rock incident. Like, he's constantly trying to do damage control, and it's like it's too late, bro. We see the work. We see it. And then men like, damn, like you can't even get to that level. Like, damn, like Will Smith, like what the point? Like, it's like, damn, even when you get to a level of that, you look at freaking Michael B. Jordan and how Lori Harvey just dissed his ass. Like, come on, like what the fuck? Like, damn, like there's no sanctuary for men at all.
I just want to point it out there. He he left Lori Harvey. She didn't leave him. He
Who?
wanted her. He wanted her to make some changes in order for them to take it to the next level. She wasn't willing to, so he bounced. He
Okay,
made that
cool.
poor decision.
I
But
get that.
still,
You
you're
get
saying to yourself, I get what you're saying because it's like Michael B. Jordan is the man that women dream to have, but yet he got the short end of the stick.
No, he didn't get the short end of the stick. Lori Harvey did. But the point is, she don't see it that way.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
of course not. But you would think a woman would, you know, say, I'm going to get on your program because that's the type of man that women always speak about. They want this, that, and the third. And him doing the right things, he still got the short end of the stick. We look at it as men as like, yo, he did the right thing and he saved himself from a headache. But it's like, damn, Michael B. Jordan was this figure that did everything right, and she still didn't want to get on dude's program. It's like, what the hell
But
what more do I have
what's
to
the
do?
freaking point? Like,
Yes,
I will
yes.
never be a Michael B. Jordan. Not even I can probably get my body like that, right? You know,
Mhm.
and if I, you know, go back in time and become 20 again, maybe I'll be able to get some type of, prestige somewhere. But to be the sexiest man alive, like, come on, what's the likelihood of that happening? So it's like you get this situation, and regular women are acting like Lori Harvey. Regular women who have no right to be acting like Lori Harvey, is acting like
Yeah,
Lori Harvey. So it's
yeah.
like, what's the friggin' point, man? Men are just like, skip it. Like, give me my video game. I'll go on TikTok and just make money playing video games, bro. Like,
Mhm.
at least here, I can actually win at something. Because we look Twitch, right? I'm still freaking lost about why he took himself out. Lost. And people
Yeah, yeah.
speculating because he was the way they treated him, the way they utilized him, having him get his freaking legs waxed on Ellen and stuff like that. And I'm like, that could possibly be true, whatever. But I mean, I don't know. You got men paying way harder than that, and they not even thinking about no damn bullet. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
hard for me to swallow. But whatever it was, he realized he wasn't happy. He realized that it wasn't something that he wanted to continue. The life he was living, he didn't want to continue. So it's like maybe he didn't have real clout in that world. Like, I mean, Hollywood is clearly ran by women. That's no question. So it's like, uh, what's the point of being here and still being run by women? I don't. I look at this movie and I bring it up a lot. Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage, and
Yeah,
how
yeah, yeah.
that movie went. It's like, that's America. That's America. You got women that just like, they just, you supposed to get out their way now. You got women saying, I don't even move out of a man way, and that's why my wife, she brings this up all the time. Like, I remember we was in the mall, and I showed her block the hell out of this white girl, right? Showed her block the hell out of her, stiff the hell out of her. She was like, "Excuse me," and I just kept walking. And she's like, "Why did you do that?" I said, "She should have moved. She
Mm.
should have moved." And she was like, "But why would you do that?" And I was like, "You'll never understand it. You'll never understand it." You know what I mean? And then later on, I hear about women literally doing things to try to antagonize men, like sitting next to them and real close and opening their legs real close to them, trying to make them, do something reckless or whatever, trying to, just ignite something. And you got women saying, "I don't even move out of a man's way." It's like, because and why do they act like that? Because men will move out of these women's way. They will move out these women way. Instead of stopping and looking her dead in her face and say, "Move,"
Yeah.
and make her walk around you. I've done that multiple times. I said, "Move," and they had to walk around me. Because I'm like, I'm not about to do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not walking in the street because you can't share the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that kind of stuff is coming up in men. And if I'm feeling it, I know a man that's far more, that doesn't have what I have, is 10 times more dangerous, because
Hmm.
I'm experiencing that. Yo, get the fuck out my way before I break your little neck. I'm experiencing that. So it's like, if I'm experiencing that energy, can you imagine a man that has been trying very hard? He done went and did everything women say they needed, and they still don't want them. Still
Yeah.
don't want them. And then the word "great" comes up, right? And I'm like, oh, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. It's wrong. It is absolutely wrong. But let me ask you a question: who gives a shit about the men that can't get a woman the proper way? Not a damn soul. Nobody's
Yeah.
thinking about that man.
Sure.
Not even close. So what is he supposed to do? Just accept it? Well, pay for it. But that's cheating in his eyes. I want somebody that care about me for me. Just like you want somebody to care about you for you. I want somebody to care about me for me. Is that not fair?
Yeah.
Is it not fair? Is that too much to ask to find a woman that want? Well, you might be, shooting out of your league. Oh, so now I can't get what I want out of life, even though I have to give you what you want out of life. Okay. Now you got these sexless marriages, right? Just so he can say he's married, just so he can say that he's in a partnership. Sexless marriage, dog. A sexless marriage. I've witnessed men tell me they go to these brothels on a regular basis. And I'm like, why are you sharing any money with this woman if that's the case? Why? This
Yeah.
man got a life insurance policy. She's the freaking beneficiary. How is that possible? Y'all don't have sex.
Yeah.
How is that possible? And you got these dynamics, you got these situations going on, and it it
What they don't,
boggles my mind.
what those men don't realize too, you're doing more of a detriment to your mental health than anything with those situations. Because yeah, you got you ideally on well from an idealistic perspective. Yeah, you got the wife, and you're doing what you're supposed to like. How you the dream of how you're supposed to navigate through life, get married, this, that, and the third, but at the expense of your happiness.
Well, it's artificial
So
happiness, right? Because
yeah,
you get the smiles, you get the tax benefits of being married, you get the birthday parties, you get the holiday
we
parties
hope
and stuff like
we
that.
hope he's getting the birthday parties.
That's true. Well, no, no, I'm talking about the kid because a lot
Oh,
of times
oh,
they
okay,
do
okay,
have a
okay. Yeah,
child.
yeah, yeah. Got you, got
They're
you.
raising a child together in that sexless marriage. Go figure. But he gets it on his birthday. You know what I mean? That's when he gets it on his birthday. It's like kind of crap is that? Like, and these women are perfectly happy with it. They're fine with it. And I'm like, all that just to be acknowledged as a man. Like, what? So my thing is like, once a man start realizing that he needs none of that, right? He needs none of it. He doesn't need your accolades. He don't need your prestige. He doesn't need your respect. He doesn't need any of it. You know what I mean? Um, Once he realized that, he's free. But how many men get to that point? How many men can rationalize their pain and trauma and frustration of having to do it all for the rest of their life, having to play this game, have to put this face on for the rest of your life?
Not too many.
How many are able to break through that? I was listening to, we was, I was dropping off a group of guys, and he was constantly looking back and forth, looking at his phone, looking at his phone, constantly looking at his phone. So obviously he's, checking on a girl. And he says, you know what I'm thinking? That her mother scared from spooked her not to go out tonight because of certain things that was happening or whatever. And I'm looking at him. It's mischief night. It's Hallows Eve, right? Day
Yeah,
before Halloween.
yeah.
And you're gonna tell me that a chick, a girl, a woman that's in high school, I mean in college, is afraid to go out because her mother scared her, right? That no, you she flaked on you, dog. She flaked on you. I
Hmm.
mean, I can't tell him that. He's gonna have to learn that the hard way. But she flaked on him. She's probably out with somebody else that's far more attractive, or better yet, she's out with her girlfriends because she'd rather be out with them instead of you.
Hmm.
So it's like, and whatever reason that is, it could be whatever reason, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, You are going back home at 11:30, and the freaking clubs just started opening up, and you're already on your way back home because there's nothing out there for you. You know, you're just out here basically praying that you fall into something nice. And this
Yep.
is so he has to rationalize what he knows in his fucking stomach. He got flaked on, but he
Yep.
has to rationalize it. So all you have to do is give this man enough to feel better about himself, and I think that's what really destroys men because we keep doing that, and we do that into our 30s, our 40s, and our 50s, and then one day we just snap. We
Yeah.
snap, you know, and because we realize that all of it is a lie. All of it was a lie, you know, because the more you learn about female nature, the more you realize how much you've been played. You're like, God, I've been played. Oh my God, I've been
Yeah.
played. And it's like the burden and challenge of being a man. And then, like Jay said, to be the ideal man, the man that women want, these alpha males and these, these titles, and it's like, give me a freaking break. I don't just no. You know what I mean? Can I just be enough being a man? Can I just be enough being a man? No, I can't just be enough being a man. I gotta go and buy flashy cars that I don't really want, but I need that prestige because a Honda don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go out
Mhm.
there and buy a freaking $1,000 watch because I can't, because no other watch can tell time like that one. Like, it's
Yeah. Pretty
stupid.
much.
It's stupid. Well, women look at your shoes. I'm like, do you realize we work on the ground with these things? We walk
Exactly.
on the ground with these things. I'm putting $3,000 gaiters on my feet so I can
Yeah.
attract a woman?
It's
Huh?
funny. It's funny because I remember this one woman said she couldn't mess with me because of the fact that I was wearing lugs and not Tims. I said, "Are you
Bro,
kidding me?" I
bro.
said, "Are you kidding me? Lugs and not Tims?" I was happy too. I was like, "Thank you, man. You just saved me from a headache." Yeah, that's wild.
Exactly,
Mr.
Thomas.
Anderson. Mr. Anderson is in the
Mr.
building.
Anderson hit it on the nose. So basically, in order to be a man, you got to do things to pretend to be rich that really actually make you look, make you poor in the process. Boom, and that's exactly what it is, right? If you want to
Yep.
be that ideal man, you have to be ready and willing to spend that paper. You got to be willing to spend that money, baby. If you ain't spending the money, you ain't getting no honey. And men naturally know that. Like I have to buy these women, and that's another mental breakdown. When you realize the only way to get women is to pay for them, you mean to tell me you're worthless to yourself, and I'm going through all this for that? Because most women are absolutely worthless. They have nothing to offer nobody, no man, no country, nothing. They're worthless, but we are striving every day to appease them. And for what?
You know what's crazy? When I was in the dating scene and everything like that, one of the things that I used to do was after a few dates or whatever, my test would be, yo, the next date we go on, you treat. And if they
The next
never
date we
bring up
go
going
on,
out,
nah, the hell on
yeah,
that. We going Dutch from jump. Look, I'm going Dutch on jump because once you say that, there won't be a second date.
oh no, no, no. But this was my test to determine, if I should carry on. Because at the end of the day, when I was like, well, of course, we're talking a different time now. Because when I was out there dating and stuff, you're talking this was a long behind time ago. So yeah, women weren't as bad as they are now, like upfront with it as they are now with it or whatever, or as lost and gone as they are now. So my whole mantra, well, my whole thought process was yes, I am courting you. I am going to take you out on a date. So if I'm taking you out on the date, whatever, this, that, and the third, and you're the one pressuring, hey, what's the next date? When we doing it? I'm like, okay, next date we go on, you pay.
Hmm.
And if I see no talks of going out or anything come up again, I know you're just cheeks. That's it. That's it. Just cheeks.
Yeah,
Or
I'm not even giving you
yeah.
that time of day. No,
Or if I
Dutch
had
is
my
like,
if I had my car, if I had my car, there was times that I would say to a woman I'm dating, like, yo, um, if you catch the bus out here, I'll drive you back, or I could pick you up and you catch the bus back. Which one you want to do? And if they're all for it, then we can continue on. Because I need to know if something happens to my car and you don't have a car, does this end, or are we gonna find a means to make it work?
hmm,
Because I'm not about wasting my time. So these
right.
were just little things that I would do, you know, just and it's sad that you have to do these things just to know if you're being used or not.
Yeah, you really do.
And
So
some people, yeah, and some guys don't even care to do that because they're just like you said, the guy he knew in his heart of hearts when you picked him up what it was, but he was rationalizing the what it really was. And more men need to stop this rationalization bull jive and get to the crux of everything. Get to the crux of whatever the situation is, and that's what is lacking, and that is what is doing. Like that is what's detrimental to our mental health. Because, like you said, it gets to the point later down the line where you just snap, and by that point, you're at the point of no return.
yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to prevent men from getting there. I've been wanting to put this team together for a long, long time, and that situation with Maine just took me over the. Well, I wouldn't say that situation with the Maine. I have to say that the situation that I just previously went through, just not too long, not a few. You know what I'm talking about. That
Yeah,
situation
yeah,
pushed me over the edge because it's like you got this crap going on, right? And it's just like you hear the same rhetoric over and over and over again, and trying to explain it, it's like I'm not doing that no more. If you, because it's a part of you, man. I can't untrain you from that. You know what I mean? I can't. There's no amount of talking that's going to change who you are.
hmm,
It's not. That is burnt into you, right? And the trying to understand, it's like, nah, you're never gonna understand it. And it's like, eh, the only way a man or woman, I should say, will understand where I'm coming from is they had to be on that bottom and they had to experience it themselves. That's the only way you're going to be able to understand it. You have to experience it yourself. And if you
yep,
don't, if you don't experience it, it's going to be like foreign to you, right? Like even with what happened to me when I was younger, I still don't understand what it's like to be overpowered. I've never been overpowered before. I've been beaten up, you know what I'm saying? I've been
yeah,
jumped, but be overpowered and then taken, that I never experienced that. So I don't know what type of trauma that is. I'll probably have an arsenal with me everywhere I go if I ever get overpowered like that. So I will never understand what a woman went through from grape. I would never, you know,
yeah,
because I don't know what it's like. And then be walking around with every man around. He has the ability to do that. That's scary. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's like that's some scary stuff. So I don't know what that's like. So
Facts,
when I say to
facts.
you, when I use that analogy, hopefully you can understand when I say you don't know what it's like to be treated that way, to be treated like a peasant,
Yeah,
right? So when you come at me with peasant, with overlord talk, I'm looking at you like, oh, you think I'm soft, you think I'm nothing, you think that I'm beneath you, and um you might not look at it that way or see it that way, but your verbiage is like that. The way you treat me is like that. You treat me like I'm stupid,
yeah,
and it's like, dog, I'm far from stupid. I'm biding my time, waiting for you to screw it up. And I'll tell you from jump, I'll tell you. I say, don't worry, I'm waiting for you to screw it up
Mm-hmm.
because I know you will.
Yep.
And then, and the argument is, well, you're looking for it, so that's why you find it. No, 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 no. You gave me the freaking arsenal. If you didn't give me the brick, I wouldn't build the house.
Yep.
You gave me the bricks. So, I mean,
Mhm.
you gave me the bricks. You gave me the cement. You gave me the
Yep.
tools. Like you gave me
Yep.
all that stuff. You just kept giving me the tools.
Yep.
So it's like that. That got nothing to do with me. You gave them to me. Yeah, but I
Mhm.
meant nothing by it. That's the point.
Yep.
That's the point. You meant nothing by it. That is the act. That's the point.
Yep.
You don't even see it, which is why I gotta disengage with you because you're gonna keep doing something, and I'm gonna have to run in your mouth, and I don't want to go to jail for beating you up. I ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? So let me just stop it right now while we're on good terms because I don't want to go that route, right? And this is the progression that a lot of men have to go through, but they can't go through it when they're required to punch a clock every day. Because at the end of the day, they have to punch a clock. When you as a man have to answer to somebody, and this is something that women may get a glimpse in, but really don't understand because they can always rely on something. They can always fall back on the government. They can always fall back on another man's pocket. They can always fall back on something that can keep them from hitting rock bottom. But as a man, you have nothing to protect you. It's either you take it and eat it. There's a freaking amazing clip. It was a clip. It was an old movie. This guy was on a train with what I think was the train conductor, I guess, and he was just getting out of jail, and he was like, "Man, it's going to be great. I'm gonna live a good life. I'm gonna go out there and make something by myself, and I ain't gonna never have to answer to nobody and all that other stuff." And the guy that was conducting the train said, "No, you're going to go back to jail." And he's like, "No, I'm not." He's like, "No, you're going to go back to jail." And he was basically saying because when that person comes along and you've been working your fingers to the bone to keep to clean this building, and some snot-nosed kid who thinks he's a man comes along and say you missed a spot right there, and he said, I wish I could have just sat there and just cleaned the spot, but I couldn't. I couldn't just clean the spot. So, oh my God, oh man, I wish I knew how that clip was so profound because
Mm.
it explains exactly what I'm saying right now. It explained
Mm.
it to the T. If you're not able to submit yourself to what seems to be your superior, you will lose your position. They will get rid of you. All right. And then you will be stuck eating out of garbage can. So men that constantly find themselves in jail are men that can't take that. They can't take it. They can't take some snot nosed dude who's had a freaking silver spoon in their mouth their entire life, um, treating him like crap.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They can't handle it. So um, thank God I put myself. I made it where I put myself in a position where I don't have to talk to them. I don't have to deal with that crappy man. I'd much rather make low wages than to put myself in a position where I'm making $250,000 a year and my CEO can slap me and across my face in front of everybody, and I just got to eat it because I need that. I need that. I need that job. And there's so many men that go through that, so many men, and I'm talking about like, I'm not talking about literally smack them. That's crazy. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying
Yeah.
like, what I'm saying, they make you look
Yeah.
like nothing because they know your situation. They know
Yep.
they know your place in the hierarchy, and they slap you in the face, and you're sitting here like, all right, I got to eat that because my family has to eat. So when your husband comes home and you're like, what's wrong, baby? And all he wants to do is pop in, slump in front of his couch and watch TV and say nothing. He ain't saying nothing because nothing happened. He's saying nothing because I can't tell you this shit.
Yep.
What is
That's
the
why.
incentive of me telling you this?
That's why. In situations like that, man, which kind of goes back to you saying like a person bottling it inside and everything like that and giving the red herring. I get it because, especially like in a workspace, I've seen it done. So that's why when it comes to me, let's just say I get a new car or something like that. If people at the job ask me, "Yo, you got money like that?" Nah, I paid it in cash, paid it full. Oh wow, you big baller. Because what happens is word is gonna get around, yo, he got a new car, he got payments, whatever. So that's gonna tell your bosses, not saying all bosses do this, but that's gonna tell, oh, you need this job now.
Hmm.
Because you have a payment that you know you can't miss getting this new car. So once they know your situation, it's
They
easy to
use it
use
to they use it
against
to their advantage. Yep.
you. Yeah,
They
yep.
use it to their
So
advantage. So every time I get a little bit of glimpse of that, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not interested in you. I'm not interested in being a. I'm not interested in nothing when it comes down to you because you'll use that against me, and
yep,
I have no patience for that, none whatsoever. And I don't think people really see it because there are times where it's been done to them, so they don't see. They just see that's just what it is. You know what I mean? And they just understand it. That's just what it is. And there are times where the person is literally trying to use it as a get back in line, you suckers, or get back in line,
mhm,
or else, And it, it doesn't matter which side of the track you lean on. It doesn't matter. You're the same to me. You know what I mean? I see you
yeah,
the same way. I don't care how you look at it. I look at you the same way. And this is for my mental health and stability. I do this for me.
hmm,
Just like you said, you are the leader of your flock. You are the king of your castle. You are the sole proprietor of your life. So you lead your life according to that. And I understand that because that's how I lead my life. And I've said this many times. I'd rather starve than to be somebody's lackey. I'd rather starve, and that's just I'd rather starve before I let somebody take control of me. Last time people just said, "Oh, I'll take it." We wound up in slavery for 400 freaking years. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, yeah,
don't think for 1 second that's not still in you. All right. Don't think for 1 second. Okay. And this is just a quick little side note. I'm not trying to make this about slavery or anything like that. But if white people are saying that we all did slavery at some point, whether it was Chinese, whether it was, black, whether it was German, who, Italian, whatever, we all did, is a human trait. If it's such a human trait, what better reason for a people to enslave another people when they're outnumbered severely like we got in America?
yep,
So you see the dynamic, right? You
yep,
saying that we all do it, we all have done it at some point, does not help your argument. It hurts your argument even further
yep,
because you're confirming that it's in you and you do it
yep,
in your own special way.
yep.
You don't look at it that way because it's civilized, but it's still the same thing.
That's our reality of the situation.
Right. And white people don't like to hear that. They don't want to hear that kind of stuff. Cool, no problem. I don't know what to tell you. You claim that you want to understand this, but then when we tell you the truth, you don't want to hear it. You
Yeah,
want to you want to deflect, you want to defend, you want to debate. Ain't no debate. It's what it is,
yeah,
And if you got a man, I mean, if you got a environment where one sex is being outnumbered and outvoted by the other sex, you got the same damn dynamic. If you
yep.
just take black and white and say man and woman, you got the same damn dynamic.
And this is what
Women outnumber men, right? Therefore, they get to choose what they want, and we have to just accept it, right? Because hey, we outnumber you, and our vote count. I'm like, yeah, but your vote only counts if we uphold it. See, that's the part you don't see. Men don't have to uphold your vote. We don't. And I think a lot of men are starting to come to that point, realizing we don't have to uphold women's vote. You know what I mean? I don't have to uphold your rights. I'll sit back and I'll just let the chips fall where they may, and you won't have to worry about Planned Parenthood because you will never be able to get pregnant. Because I
Just,
was
just
stop feel I was go ahead.
just to piggyback off the dynamic you going with, at the end of the day, you saying you don't need black men with the point that you just made that we're outnumbered. So if slavery was to be on a rise again, we're at a huge deficit. For black women, who do you think is your last line of defense
Are
to
you talking
protect
to
you if
black
that
women?
was to happen? Yeah,
Are you
I'm saying
talking
to black women, the ones that say, "Oh, we don't need, I don't need a man for this, whatever." With the dynamic you just pointed out of we're we're outnumbered, and if white folks wanted to bring back slavery, they outnumber us by, I believe, more than double. Yeah, more than
hmm
double. If that was to happen, who are these black women last line of defense?
um they're slave
Black
master, white man.
men.
No, they're slave
No,
masters and a white man.
no. Oh,
No, seriously. No, think about what you're asking. If we went back to slavery, there is no
no,
last
I'm not.
line of
No,
defense.
no. What I'm saying is, if this was to happen and a war was to break out,
There is no last line. There's no black men ain't okay. So black men are going to be too busy trying to keep themselves alive to be thinking about no black woman.
they are. But who's going to be the ones making the care packets and stuff for them while it's time to sleep? Who's the one that's going to be needed to be taken care of with the injured? The women got to do that. They're going to have a part to play because we would have to come together in unison to fend off as much as possible, right?
Oh, you're
Or
saying
you
so
disagree?
we're going to be forced to unite is what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be a problem.
I don't know, man, because when situations become dire, I believe that's when you know, people band together,
Well,
for a common goal.
I trust that there are going to be a lot more Caucasians, non-melanin people jumping on our side than you think. I think there are going to be a lot of um, whites that's going to jump in and say, no, this got to stop because it happened the last time. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, definitely.
There won't be an eradication. But if we was just sit there and just put broad stacks like numbers against numbers, um, if that was to happen and it was in fact a race war where it was like that, yeah, man, black people would be knocked out in 15 minutes. Maybe if I'm being honest, maybe 15 minutes. We won't stand a chance. We won't stand a chance. You know, I mean, I mean, I know the Amala, the what is it, the Amalo, Alamo. I know that's a great story and all, but
Mhm.
nah,
Yeah,
that's that's not realistic. It's not going to happen.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's like I think we're going to be, knocked off. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: my guns will be empty.
yeah. Of course, you go out fighting.
My guns will be empty. You know what I mean? Because I'm not about to sit here and let you just take it. Nah, mm-mm. I'm too much of a fighter for that. You know what I mean? I'll be empty. You will literally have to take us out. So um, all this plays into freaking mental health with men because as a man, I'm like, shoot, listen to what you said. What would be your last line of defense? And my head said, who gives a shit about them? That's what my head
Yeah,
said. Why do I care? Why should I care about them? They are not thinking about me at all. Not even a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The only reason
yeah,
why they think about men is because they need something. It's the only time. So it's like, why would I even consider thinking about them in a race war? I'm not thinking about them. You know those little things that pop up on uh Facebook, save her or not. I'm like, man, please, I'm not saving you. Good luck. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'll wind up right there with you trying to save you.
yeah,
Shit. And
for
and,
real.
and and the way women are today, she'll probably be like, why you gotta touch me? I'm just saying, like, why you gotta be put your hands on me? You ain't gotta touch me. It's like ugh, it's absolutely it's egregious, But I think men really need to take just take a step back from all the things that we're doing. Let me tell you something. They say that the world doesn't need us, right? We're obsolete, insignificant, right? And I tend to understand where they're coming from, and I agree. The world do not need us. They don't need us for shit. So why don't we just, as men, just stop? Just go on strike, not real strike. I'm not talking, MGTOW strike. I'm talking real life strike. No dating women. All of us just band together and say we're not dating y'all. We're not going to the nightclubs. We're not going to the bars. We're not going out. We're going to stick to our guns and just hoard our money. Just hoard our money and see how fast women line back up.
Didn't they do that in China or something like that?
I don't know. I haven't. I don't know
I
China's
believe in
history.
China. I believe in China or Japan. The men went on strike and said, "We're not dating. We're not impregnating women. We're not doing none of that. We're just gonna live
Oh
our life."
yes, it did, and the government stepped in and tried to force the men to do it. They tried to encourage.
Yeah.
They was trying to encourage because
Yep.
men wasn't what they was called the grass eaters. Is that what they was
Something like
called?
that.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And it turned China upside down. Or was it Japan?
Yep.
I can't remember. But
Japan. Yeah, I think it was Japan.
it turned them upside down, and within matter of years, it was like
Hmm.
that. So all men have, and let me tell you something. When you stop caring about women, your mental health get clear as fucking ever. You stop caring. Just like officers. When you stop caring, skip it. I ain't never really liked paying bills anyway.
You maximize your productivity,
Yep.
everything.
Sheena, what's up, Sheena? How you doing? You're like, yo, I don't want to be bothered with this anymore.
Yeah.
Like you said, you maximize your creativity is off the freaking chain, because
Yeah.
now you have to figure you have all this time to be a creator and not just a drone. Because men are not drones, we're creators.
Facts.
We're not drones, we're creators. All right, we have been stuck in a drone world because that is, I guess that's the best way to build a society is you have to have drones and force people to do things that they normally wouldn't do. Because if you let people just go and do whatever they want, they'll go and do whatever they want. So you can't really do that. So I get
Yep.
that. Um, but Goid, what's Goid? What is a Goid?
Good, I
G.
think. I think that was supposed to be good. But
Oh,
look, I had put this theory to the test, man, because during the pandemic, when I was devoid of my kids and everything like that, yo, I was working out. I was getting in the best shape. My eating and everything changed. I said to myself, yo, by my 40th birthday, I'm gonna run 5K in 30 minutes. I achieved that.
mm,
Uh, I was focusing because I started building YouTube at that summer, like in September. Started focusing on that, building the channel, got monetized within like less than 3 months. The whole nine. The minute, even like when the kids was like around and stuff, I still was able to maximize, everything I was doing. The minute, ball and chain come around, all that stuff changed.
uh,
It's like you're in a different
Erica's up.
mindset.
I think. Wait, Eric.
You're in a different
I think
mindset.
Erica can hear you. I think she can hear you. I'm just saying that she's right there.
But
Like,
the thing is, it's a distraction. Whether
mhm.
it's for the good or bad, it's a distraction at the end of the day, and it makes you lose focus of the task at hand. Because now I don't know if it's because you have other distractions, other things that's going on, whatever, but it's a distraction.
Well, I mean, listen, you got to do what you got to do for your family. That's what they tell
Oh
you, right?
yeah,
So,
definitely, definitely. But I'm
so
just saying, like, I was just saying, like, the point that you made that your mind, your mental state is so much clearer it's like, oh my God, I didn't even realize, you know. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, it's a gift and a curse, but I'm just trying to say, like, yo, that's not saying for everybody to get, you know what, I'm getting rid of my wife, or I'm getting rid of my late. Nah,
yeah. I
that
mean,
is not what's being said.
that's not
It's
what's
just
being
saying,
said.
yeah, it's just saying you have that clear mind state when you're free of all that.
This is why when Paul says it's better, I mean, he said, "I would prefer men to move like me." But if you can't say no to your sexual urges, go ahead and get married. You know, but it'd be
Yeah,
best if you didn't get married. It'd be best if you just, ward off women altogether. That's what Paul says. That's the Bible. And it's like I agree with him because I've experienced it. I've experienced, you know, the life of a celibate man, and that was before I met my wife, and my head was clearer than clear because I had no distractions. I had nobody asking me to go out. I had nobody, interrupting my day. I had none of that stuff. It was just me and what I wanted to do and what I needed to do, which is the best thing for a man to do, especially if he's trying to build a family. You know what I mean? Go out there, and I think men got it backwards. The reason the your it's not a it's not a it's not a bad thing that women don't would women ignore you when you were younger? That's a good thing. That's actually a really, really good thing. You
yeah,
want women to ignore you when you're younger so you can focus on you. All right.
yep,
Because when you get your shit together, they won't be able to ignore they won't ignore you in the future.
mm,
It's just it's just their nature to to do. So it's like, you can't get mad at women for what they do. Like I'm not sitting here trying to blame women for who they are. That's what you are. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is that as a man, you have to take care of yourself. You got to learn
yes,
what you need to learn. Know that the woman that you're after is not after you. She's after
yep,
what you can do for her. And that's
yep,
okay. That's not a bad thing. It's okay. It's how we got this far in our species in the first place. Just don't allow her to utilize that to make you a freaking beta. Not a beta. Excuse me, because there's nothing wrong with being a beta. Being a freaking cuckold or
yeah,
a sexless marriage man. You know what I mean? Like don't allow her to turn you into a wallet. Because that's gonna kill your mental health faster than anything else.
in other words, don't let her reap the benefits without getting any benefits yourself.
Right, like the benefit, she is your benefit. Like women was made for men, not the other way around. We gotta understand that. Gotta understand
Yes,
that. You gotta
yep,
understand that. You're not
yep,
gonna sit here and play this game properly if you think you're here for women. It's not gonna work. And you got so many men that chasing women. It's like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? They outnumber you for a reason. So you can't run. Okay? That's why they outnumber you. So you cannot run. Everywhere you go, there's gonna be one saying, you want some, you want some, you want some. That's how it's
yep,
supposed to be.
yep.
It shouldn't be the other way around where we're freaking chasing them. What you chasing a woman for? Do you realize everywhere you go, they're gonna be women? Everywhere you go.
Mhm.
Everywhere. There's no place on planet Earth you can't go that there's not women. And if you find that place, believe me, they will sniff you out.
Yeah,
They will sniff you out. So
facts.
don't think for one second you're going to get away like a Paul. They're going to find a way. Who's the most eligible bachelor? They literally have these things going on. Do we have an eligible bachelorette? Do we have that for men?
They do have them, but the thing is, them shows went down quickly because the women had unrealistic expectations.
Hmm.
Anybody, any guy or woman that did matchmaking, they said, "Yo, I got to discontinue doing matchmaking for women because their expectations were so unrealistic that it was a waste of my time."
Now I would like to ask you, Sheena, who was laughing at you about this? I don't want to jump to conclusions because she says, "Do you know how many times I've been laughed at or called slow for saying men need to take care of themselves. That's that it's okay to talk to others.
Now,
Hmm.
I
I
want to
seem to
know.
remember something like that.
I want to know who's the person who laughed at you. Was it men or was it women?
That's what I want to know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but
But yeah, men definitely need to focus on themselves, and that's the thing. Like most most men, when it comes to raising their kids, they tell them, "Yo, keep your mind on the books and off the girl. The women will come later. They're going to come
I was just
once
talking
you
with my son about
establish
that
yourself.
today. I
Yeah.
was just talking
Once
with
you
my son about
establish
that last night.
yourself, the
Hmm.
women are gonna come. It's impossible for them not to come.
Hmm. Especially when you're a handsome guy. I mean,
Yep.
I was literally talking to him about that last night, and he was like, he's interested in this girl, and I was like, all right, cool. If you're interested, go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to. Go for it. You're going to get your heart broke. You're going to get your heart broke, and that's a good thing because you need to experience that.
Hmm.
But you need to experience getting your heart broke. You need to experience the awkwardness. You got to experience being fearful and trying to downplay your real intentions. You got to experience all that because, first of all, they're going to sense it, right? They that's what they're going to sense it, um, and that's going to help bleed that out of you because I, I don't think that I don't think that boys should just not ignore it entirely because your biggest challenge is going to be a woman. It's not going to be a man. It's going to be a woman. Your biggest challenge is going to be a woman, and a woman's biggest challenge is going to be a man. It's just what it is. Women can never challenge women the way men can, and men can never challenge men the way women can, because I can get deep in. I can touch your soul as a man, and vice versa. You can touch my soul as a woman. Don't think for 1 second we don't have that ability to touch their soul. How many women freaking was broken because of a man behind a man?
Yep.
Broken, because he touched her soul. So we have the ability to do that to women. I just don't recommend it. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
recommend breaking a woman, but it's like women are important when it comes down to the male's growth because nothing's going to touch a man the way a woman can, and that right there is going to make you a stronger person to boot. um, but it can also break you and keep you broken. So that's the scary part, like not having a mentor to coach you back to health,
Yeah.
because you'll go and you'll heal yourself improperly. Like so many men do that, they heal themselves improperly. They go after fortune and fame and womenizing and stuff like that. And that's why women say, "Who hurt you? Who hurt you?" Somebody that looked like you. That's who hurt me. Sam Kinison said it best. He said, I never wanted to drive my car off a cliff because of a man."
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
bro, you so right. So right. Oh my God, I was so right.
Yeah, I like that statement.
We're gonna get through this. I know we're gonna get through this. We have to. But we're at a place in history where we can talk all this stuff. A lot of different men and some women in person at my job, and some online, especially those take. See, that's the thing, man. Why is it that there's a mixture of men doing this crap to other men? Like this is what I'm saying. Like we uphold the crap.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying that earlier. I said we're detrimental to ourselves too.
You
Like we
know,
definitely play a role.
I put out a short and it's saying why should a man is saying why should we be responsible for a woman's well-being and all that stuff, and you got men saying because it's your job, and I'm like, nigga, shut up, shut up. That was a rhetorical question. He is saying I am not doing it by asking why. He's basically saying I'm not doing that shit. Let her go out there and
Yep.
break her back. Let her earn half the paycheck because there are things that I want in my life too. I watched my father die working his ass to death. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
What did they say in Weekends at Bernie? He said, My father worked all his life. All they did was give him more work."
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
That's a
it's like, please, man. I mean, I, how are you going to take care of your kids? Don't have them. Simple. Let
yep.
the race die with us. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like you're not gonna browbeat me into doing something stupid. And a lot of people want to browbeat you into doing something stupid.
Hmm.
Well, it's beneficial to who? Not me. It's not beneficial to me. I love my life. I love not having responsibilities.
Yep.
Jordan Peterson. I love him to death. I love Jordan Peterson. Love him, love him, love him, love him. Gotta love him. But he could possibly be going a little too far with the whole, take on as much responsibility as you possibly can. Because how many
Yeah.
men really want to do that? You know what I mean? Well, you can't be an adolescent forever. You got to grow up eventually. Well, why do I? Give me a good reason. Why should I grow up to live, to be persecuted the way you're being persecuted?
Yeah.
Like I'm watching them persecute the shit out of you. Look at what they do to strong men. You think I want to become one of those?
Hmm.
Trump, Tate, freaking what is that other guy
Which
that's going around? Huh?
what guy? The guy I'm trying to see if I could think of who you're talking about as you're explaining
Charleston, is that his name? Charleston?
Charleston White, whatever.
Yeah, Charleston
The
White. You know
black
what I
dude.
mean? Yeah, the black dude. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but he
Like
got he got some stuff with him though, man.
so what? They all do. You think? Listen, you don't get to that level in life not being a little crazy.
Mm,
You think Andrew Tate is sane in the membrane? That dude is off his rocker. I love him
yeah,
though. I ain't going front.
yeah,
Yeah, I love him.
he's definitely off his rocker, but at the same time, I ain't hearing him talking about um killing a mofo.
None of them are. What Charleston's talking
Charleston
about
White.
killing people?
Huh, huh. You need to listen to him. You need to listen to him. You need to listen to him in depth. Not the stuff that they put out there. Listen to him in depth.
I'm not really interested in listening to him in depth. That's too much work. Sorry. I'm
Yeah,
not sitting there
but
listening.
see, that's the problem. We can't champion somebody if we don't listen to their work in depth because we don't know all the other negative stuff that they're saying. That's
That's true.
detrimental.
That's true. I get you on that. I give
So
you that.
yeah, the others you listed, yeah, I could agree with you on that. I could rock with you, but Charleston White,
Hmm.
nah, man, like,
What did he say that turns you off? It's probably one damn
huh?
thing. Like, does he keep parroting it? He keeps saying it.
Yeah, like his. Don't get me wrong. I know everybody had their upbringing, their history, and stuff like this. How he basically was raping white women like without their consent,
He was
all of
what?
this stuff, raping white women without their consent, all of this stuff, man. Like, yo,
And he said this himself.
yes. He was talking about it and laughing it up, yucking it up, explaining this story.
Hmm.
But I mean, he got beef with you. Like, I think was it somebody's son, Deion Sanders' son. He basically was putting it out there that he would pay somebody to go take him out, like beat him up or whatever, beat him down. I'm like a college quarterback dude that's 19 years old,
Hmm.
and you're promoting and championing that. Really, that's what we doing. So I wouldn't look at him as a person to turn to for advice and how to for us to do better in society.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Moving on. Like I will not go on a
Yeah.
rant. I will not go on a rant. Bit how horrible.
Yeah.
I would not go on a rant. But I just listen.
But
I
I
mean,
get what you're saying because a lot of the stuff he does say, it is impactful. I
it's
get
very
that part.
impactful,
I
especially
get,
he
yeah,
talking about how our upbringings and stuff like that, and how women are
yeah,
supposed to be, and how
yeah,
men are supposed to be, and how you're supposed to, respond to certain stimuli when it comes down to the opposite sex. He has a lot of information, and it's because he lived a life of, that
he been through
of
the
one,
trenches. He been through the
huh?
trenches. He
Yeah,
been through
he
the
lived in
trenches.
he lived in the trenches. So it's like when you listen to this man, and maybe he's not, maybe he's glorifying it. Maybe it sounds like he's glorifying it. I don't know. I haven't heard it, but um, regardless of that, right now, because I'm just going off of what you're saying, he's a freaking scumbag. If that's in fact the case, uh, but I also look at the man as somebody that says things to get a rise out of people too. So take that with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe he'll get Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Uh, I just, I just like what I hear. I'm just using him as an example. Why
No,
would a
I
man
get
want
it.
to become a man
Yeah,
of that stature when we see what they do to men who become men like that? Like we always have somebody trying to knock them down, and it's just like, you know what? I'd rather not be a target. I'd rather just be left alone. And in some cases, that's necessary as a man because there's no sanctuary for us yet. I think
yeah,
we can build it, but there's no sanctuary for us yet. Um, and I think that with the right conversation or conversations or list of conversations, we can literally start putting ourselves in a position where we're no longer looking at the woman as a prize and looking at her as a helpmeet, like she is
yeah,
supposed to be.
yeah,
Because there's nothing, you know, um, more worthy than a help meet. Okay.
yep,
A prize can get boring. All right.
yes,
How many
yep,
people have trophies that's sitting in the closet somewhere? You haven't looked at that damn thing in the last 20 years
exactly,
because it's just
exactly.
a prize. It's
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 a,
it's a past accomplishment that
yep,
doesn't hold water today.
pretty much an ornament.
Yep. So why would women ever want to be a prize? Why would men want to be a prize? You know what I mean? Like, why would anybody want to be a prize? I mean, I'm a human being. I don't want to be nobody damn prize. I don't want
That
that. And
that
God,
that's another thing too. We got to change this condescending representation of us too. I'm a bad bee, or you know, I'm that ninja. Stuff like that. Like
well,
we,
did you hear Megan Thee Stallion's last freaking thingy? How she's mad that she can't keep her man from cheating on her. Oh, wait, that's another show. That's another show. That's another show.
that
That's
is.
another show.
I'm not surprised, but yeah, that's another show. That's another show. But look, this is how I'll finalize. Like what I got to say on the matter. The bottom line is this: it's going to be a lot of work for us to get to that place where we can surpass mental health and we can better ourselves as men and work on ourselves and stop chasing women. Just never give up on that task, never give up on trying to accomplish that. Oh, there's this dude, I think he's Asian. He has a YouTube channel called Never Give Up or something like that.
Hmm.
And in his mind, he was like one of the ugliest dudes on the planet. And he was saying how he put up with relationships just like how you said, like just to be in a relationship.
Hmm.
And the fact that he never gave up, he's actually married now. Got a cute wife too.
Hmm.
He never gave up, and he's spreading the message to other men like, "Yo, don't give up, because the possibilities are endless." So that's my message to men and everybody out there: never give up. Just keep fighting the fight for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, because Consistency and hard work equals results.
Hmm. Well,
Consistency and hard work equals results.
I agree with you. Um, but he still made women his prize. He
He
still made
still,
women his priority because I mean, you listen to what you're saying, right? He said he never gave up. He never gave up. Now he has a woman of his dreams or whatever, or a cute wife or whatever. He still made them a priority. He still made her or women the priority. And that's still a problem for me. In my opinion, that's still a problem because she still can break them. You know what I mean? She can break them. What happened to that? What mini me, right? Mini me. Uh, the story that I remember is he committed suicide because he realized that the women that was after him was just after him because he had money and fame. So he just figured, what's the point? Same thing happened with um what's his name? Wow, Chris Farley. Yes. Uh, he just couldn't get over the fact that he will always be looked at as a fat, goofy guy. Um, and that's sad. I mean, look at what happened to Robin Williams. He's another freaking amazing actor, amazing comedian who just couldn't handle being a man at that level. And it's just, I'm
but
tired of
but
seeing this, bro. Like I'm
but
tired
you know
of.
what I'm hearing though. You're pointing out outliers and not the everyday blue collar worker. These people who are celebrities, of course they're going to get that. That's why a lot of the celebrities, if they don't get with somebody that has money also, they most likely are with their high school sweetheart who was there with them before
And
the
how
money.
many men at our level get the ability to find a woman that's at on his level financially that wants to be with him?
How
It's the same
many?
dynamic.
I,
It's the
I
same
couldn't
dynamic.
I couldn't tell you the numbers,
But you can
but
guesstimate.
I can guesstimate, but here's the difference though. You're talking about celebrities that no matter what they do, women are going to want them. Women are looking for them. They're checking for them.
For their
As a
income.
per
They're
yes,
looking for a come up. This
yes,
is what I'm saying.
yes.
This
As a
doesn't cheat.
but as a blue collar worker, you think you're gonna get the same kind of women seeking for you as they would on the level of these people?
No, but it's not but here's the thing. You may not get the same level of women seeking you, but you still get greedy ass women, right? Like, you get the Cheesecake Factory woman. Somebody taking me to Cheesecake Factory looking like this. I'm like, woman, please. Are you serious? You're not even that cute. Like, are you kidding me? The fact that the fact that a man is taking a woman out today. Let's not even talk about pretty women. Let's just talk about men taking women out today. With what
Mhm.
we are seeing and what we've heard for the last 20, 30, 40 freaking years, the fact men are still taking women out is a shocker. Because I wouldn't take a woman out for shit. Nah. Me and my wife had this conversation yesterday. I said, Toya, I will become a monk. There's no way in hell I'm dating after you. It's over. Life is done. I am a monk. I will not date another woman. I will not even consider another woman. I don't want them. I don't want them at all. And, I don't want you neither. Good. It makes it easier. You know what I'm saying? Because me not wanting a woman doesn't mean a woman can't make me want her. You know what I'm saying? So if she's not checking for me, thank God. I don't want you checking for me because I don't want to want you. You're a waste of space, in my opinion. I don't see no point in having you. I was going to end with this comment question. I want to ask you this question. Um, on the flip side, there are rich folks that got device. I think it was meant divorce because they ignored the partner and took them for granted. So it's a balance act. Yes, you're absolutely right. There are so many situations where that happens, where the woman gets mad or the man gets married. And this is why a lot of that whole power couple things don't work, is because your schedules are competing. You don't have time to build a real relationship, a bond that is necessary to get you through the hard times. You don't have that bond. So, you know, the sink overflow, you ready to get a divorce. Like, I'm so sick of you. You keep leaving the damn water on. I'm tired of you. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it could be any reason why you will leave that person. Um, but I want to leave the conversation with this question. All right. Would you prefer, Wally P? Would you prefer a woman that is physically fit, who has a nice shape, nice body, who doesn't want to ruin her body for children, or a woman that not really, don't really work out, but she's willing to have pop out 5, 6 babies for
Yeah, I'm going with this option number two
you? Let that sink
because
in, ladies. I want y'all to sink that in, because I feel the same exact way.
the one that's pretty, I'll have you for a fun time. That's it.
Yep.
You're just good for a fun time. You're good for the now. But other than that, I'm good.
hmm
I am good.
Don't think for 1 second. Men are not interested in children. That's the real reason why we're dealing with you. Sheena said one. Well, luckily men can't have kids, so he can keep his 6 pack as long as you feed him right. Shoot, just keep on feeding him right. He'll keep that 6 pack. You know what I mean?
Pretty
Like, baby,
much.
you need to go to the
Pretty
gym. You get a little fluffy. I'm like, let my wife say that. I'm like, oh, you what?
much. See, that lets you know women have different perspectives than men because
Not
women
that
will
woman,
want.
but if I say it to a woman, you get a little fluffy, right? I may buy. Oh shit.
You gotta remember
Okay.
too, women have different priorities than men. So for her, him keeping his appearance is gonna be important to her,
hmm
But for men, we don't like. Don't get me wrong. There has to be some type of attraction there,
hmm
but if you if your attraction is decent, but you check all the other boxes, that's gonna usurp the one that looks good but don't check any boxes.
But see, here's the thing: men can find beauty in women anywhere. We can just find beauty in women. Now, you can't be a butt faced gremlin walking around. That's just not going to work. But I got to still look at you. Um, But we can find beauty in a whole lot of host of things. Like, oh, she got some pretty feet. Oh, she got pretty legs. Or she got a beautiful nose. We'll find something to fixate on, and that would be the thing that gets you in, if you will. And it's not thirstiness. It's because a lot of women would say that's just you being thirsty. No, a man that can't keep his dick in his pants is thirsty. A man that can't stop
Yeah.
screwing everything that walk is thirsty. A man that will, spend all his damn money on shorty because he thinks he want to get some cheeks, that's thirsty. A man that's looking at a woman and seeing the beauty inside of her, trying to find beauty outside of her, is not thirsty. It's a good fucking man. He's not. He noticed that there are beautiful women out here, but a lot of them are crazy as cat shit. He understands that, so he
Mm,
doesn't go for beauty directly. I used to. I went after beauty for the first, I guess.
we all did as men.
Yeah, I went after beauty, but then, thank God I ran into my freaking wife. Holy cow, was I lucky? She's like, she wanted me though. I didn't go after her. She wanted me. I was done with women at that time. I didn't want to be bothered. I was celibate for like 8 months by the time I met my wife. She broke that shit quick. I started real. I realized that I wasn't really celibate. I just didn't have choices.
All right, Gary. All right, Gary. Not all of us is pretty boys that Our ladies pursued us. All right? You ain't gotta keep rubbing
Whoa,
that
whoa,
in
whoa, whoa,
every
whoa, whoa!
segment.
Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. I was a quirky looking dude. Don't get it twisted, man. I was goofy looking.
You can
I had
still
these
be
big ass,
goofy looking. You can still be goofy looking and be a pretty boy. The hell?
I had these big ass ears. I had to grow into my face, man. My ears were huge. My nose was big, and I had big ass lips.
A
I was
handsome ass
just goofy.
Bugs Bunny. A handsome ass Bugs
A
Bunny. Now
handsome
what?
ass Bugs Bunny. I was more like Mario Brothers and shit. Big ass nose and shit. But I think we're gonna make a good. I think we're gonna do some good shit in this lifetime. I think maybe we can really fix this stuff. We listen to enough Time of Soul to fix it on the front of the whole history stuff, because I'm not running away from that. I think that's very important that we listen to Time of Soul, listen to Joy B. Peterson, people like him. Try to get some balls, by listening to Andrew Tate. Don't get it twisted. I fucking love me some Andrew Tate. That dude
Yeah,
is awesome. I love to admire him, because I
yeah.
look at him. And the reason why I say that, because I'm like, I'm so glad you do all that hard work, because I ain't doing it. I just like to look at you do that shit, because I'm like,
Yeah,
if I was going to be a beast, that would be who I would be. But I ain't doing
yeah,
all that shit. That's a lot of work. Mm-mm.
it is.
No, it
It
takes a
is.
lot of work to stay on top like that. Like you don't get a chance to sleep. Like you added 100%, and it's like, again, same thing with Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent. I ain't
Yeah,
trying to do all that
yeah.
work. I read I listened to his book. Bro. It's a great freaking listen. If you haven't listened to that, anybody that's in attendance today, go listen to that audiobook. So freaking good. Let's look at Rumble. I haven't touched Rumble. See what's going on Rumble. Not a damn thing. All right, cool. So, um, but you you go listen to that man. He's a very very good listen. I like what he says, but damn it, I ain't doing all that work. That's a lot of work. Broken Traditions. Good morning. I'm freaking loving your name. Broken Traditions.
Yeah,
Oh
that's a
man,
dope
please
name.
explain. Would you give me a moment and explain why you picked that name? I would love to know why you picked that name. So we'll stay on for a few more minutes to well, Matter said, "To hell with you. I don't care about your damn name. Screw you." Just pop off and leave me up here by myself. But yeah, listening to him, man, was awesome. Listening to that audio book. Definitely go listen to that book. He brought a lot of insight on his life, and um he opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. And he really said he did he opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. I really appreciate that guy. Again, I'm not trying to go as hard as he does, because I'd rather be the guy with the ball in my hand playing handball than to be working so damn hard for an image that I'm eventually going to lose anyway. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, one day he's going to lose that image, and then what? So um, I'd rather play handball, but I can play handball in the Mercedes Benz. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely play handball in this Mercedes Benz. So, you got any last thing you want to say, Wally?
When you said that, he could play ball in the Mercedes Benz, that reminded me of a video of this chick that was on OnlyFans. And she was like wearing it on her sleeve, like, yeah, I do OnlyFans, this, that, and the third. And they're like, yeah, but what about your children? Like, what are you going to say to them when they get older? He was like, well, he could understand why he's driving this Lamborghini.
Hmm. Listen,
I had to laugh. I had to
you
laugh at it.
you can't dismiss the Lamborghinis. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
Nah,
you push a car like that, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You about
yeah,
something. You
for
about
real,
something. You know what I mean? That's why I'm trying to get myself a Lincoln Continental. You know what I mean?
for
You know
real,
what I'm saying?
for real,
20.
for
I
real.
mean, they discontinued the car. I was pissed when I heard that. Like, what? No,
Mm, mm,
sucks. But I'm gonna still get me one. My
for
name is
real.
Broken Traditions, because my channel is about breaking away from toxic traditions of Black culture. Boom.
Ooh,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah,
Dope.
maybe we can collab. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My lives don't do real good, but but it's this channel has been through a lot. This channel has been through a lot, but um, yeah, we can definitely talk on that because that's what we do. Actually, my wife and I we're
Yeah.
doing that on TikTok in our
Yeah.
own way. But instead of just black culture, we're trying to do it with a relationship based type of vibe. Like we're trying to get black women to realize that they have been played and that they're wary of defending themselves. For lack of better words, it's actually harming them instead of just taking the medicine and taking that hit and accepting the fact that everybody has to fall on their ass some point in life. It may be harder for women to fall on their butt because they can always find somebody to fall back on, but eventually they will fall on their ass. So if you fall on your ass at 36, it'll be much easier for you to live your life than to fall on your ass at 62. So we're trying to
That's
get
a
you at
fact.
36 because if you
That's a
fall on
fact.
your ass, if you realize at 62 is over, it's over. It's really over. You know what I'm saying? But if
Facts.
you wake up at 36, you still got a chance, man. You still got a shot, man. Because men are not picky as y'all think, man. We are
No,
not. I
no.
like a lot of men, and I'm just gonna hit this point for those who are listening. Check shout out to the rewatch crew, shout out to Rumble, Discord, everybody. Sorry I was 15 minutes late. I was up all night driving. I was killing the game last night. I was killing it. Yo, last night I had my eye, so I'm sitting here doing my thing, right? And I'm filled with vigor. The
Mhm.
wind's blowing, I got the
Uh-huh.
sunroof open, the soft music playing. Fantasia came out. Heard this song by Fantasia and what's his name? T something. Oh my God, what is his name? Hold on, just give me 1 second because you guys have to hear this song.
Sound like you
This
had the mood
song,
going.
this song, it healed a part of my heart. Listening to this song, it healed a part of my heart. That's how powerful this song was. Uh,
I'm gonna have to check it out.
I made it. It's entitled "I Made It."
All right.
Um,
I'll be
yeah.
sure to check that out today
It's
sometime.
it's it's oh my God, it really healed my heart. Um, I think his name is Travis, possibly Travis something. Um,
Travis
uh,
Scott.
Trebet,
Wow.
Ty Trebet,
Never
Trebet.
heard of him.
He's a gospel singer or something like that. But yeah, that song really healed me. But I'm doing my thing and I'm picking people up, doing whatever I gotta do. And the gas tank. Now, keep in mind, I only had $5 left on my card, so I went and put the last $5 in my tank because I was eating last night. I was doing good, so I said, all right, I got at least $5 and go ahead and put that up there. No, don't worry about it, dog. You ain't gotta respond. Yo, you shouldn't even said that. You shouldn't even
Yeah,
said that.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? This is the morning show on purpose. We're not expecting you to freaking chat. You supposed to be doing your
Exactly.
thing. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So
We're here to entertain you.
we're here to entertain you on your way to work. We're not here to
Yep.
make you get it. Yo, G, the game, the show was so hot. I actually got in a car accident because I had to tell you
Yeah.
this. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Typos and everything. Just don't. No. Um, but so I'm doing my thing and I'm like, all right, cool, man. I got a lot of energy and I'm ready to rock. And I got $5 on my card. That's the last money I got on my card. So I sit there, I'll go to the pump, I put the $5 in, I say, all right, cool, I'm gonna run this out. So I'm on my next to last live, right? And I'm sitting here and I literally text my wife and I showed her the screenshot of how much money I made last night. And I'm like, the only reason why I'm stopping because I'm running out of gas. I'm low on gas. So I see how long it's going to take for me to get home, right? It's going to take me 33 minutes to get home. So I said, skip it. I'm going to put it on my destination filter because with Lyft, you get a destination filter. So I put on my destination filter and right away I pick somebody up at the horse tracks. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go and grab them. So I'm like, all right, get them. Yo, man, the gas light came on. The gas light kept popping on. Beep, 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 every like 5 minutes. Hey, dog, you need some gas. Hey, dude, you need the gas. And that red needle just kept going lower and lower and lower and lower. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Yo, sure shit stink. I made it. But I had to
He
get
was
that
right there.
last ride out. I had to
Got you.
get that last ride out because I was like, I can't, because I wanted more. I wanted more. I'm not gonna, I wanted more, but I had to get that last ride out. I'm
Mm.
saying all that. I'm saying this for a reason. When you think you're out of gas, you're not. I was able to get him where he was going, and I got to the gas station, filled my tank up, came home, and put this live together. Right?
And then overslept.
And then overslept. I mean, that wasn't what I was going to say. That was not
I
going to say
know.
that, you piece of dark
I
shit.
had to. I
But
had to add humor into it.
I don't even know why you had to do it. That's wrong.
Oh, if the opportunity presented itself on my end, you would have done it.
Not at that moment. I'm trying to make a point. I was trying to make
Look,
something special. You
look.
didn't ruined
We,
it for
we
me.
got people. We got people laughing in the chat area.
No, that's an old laugh. He was laughing at the last thing I said. That's not you. He wasn't laughing
That
at you.
look.
No, you look at the
That
timestamp.
that
Seven
that's my
twenty-five. What time is it?
look. That's my thunder. That's what I'm sticking to.
And I'm gonna burn it. Wait, you piece of shit. Let me go back to what I was saying. So, damn it, you just ruined the damn thing. Listen, when you think you're out of gas, you're not. And when you listen to that song and you hear what that song and Walls, you know why this song hit me so hard. When you listen to that song, you're like, yeah, I can see exactly why that hit him. I'm gonna put the song in there for everybody. I want y'all to listen to this song. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play like that. I'm gonna actually get this song for you. Give me 1 second, because that song really did it for me. But I was talking to my wife. I was like, yo, I wish I could just keep going. I wish I could keep going. Um, I would have went all night if I could. I really
Hey,
would have.
when you filled your tank up, why didn't you keep going on?
Hmm.
When you
Because I had
filled
to get ready for the live.
your oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to get ready for the live. It was like, oh, she got 1.7, 120. Man, I wish I was a single 1.27
Man,
million subscribers.
it
Oh,
would have been all good for me to hold it down.
you suck. I can't stand singers, but she has a beautiful singing voice. Oh my god, beautiful singing voice. Beautiful singing voice. Let me get to one in Rumble. Uh, okay.
That's the link right there.
Yeah, that's the link right there. I want y'all to listen to that song. Actually, I'm gonna play it for you when we get off the live so you can hear it. Because this song really touched me, man. The song came on while I was in the car with a passenger, and I'm sitting here like tearing up, and I'm trying to compose myself, but I was just saying, yo, this song is a beast, and I'm saying all this stuff right with the damn customer there. She probably thought I was psycho. No, she couldn't have, because she tipped me, so she couldn't have thought I was psycho. Um,
Oh, nice.
but this song really, really hit me, man. Wow, we got 5 people on Rumble who's watching. Holy cow! Thank you, appreciate everybody. Go see that song. I put their link in the live chat for you guys at Rumble, so you can go and watch that song. Rewatch Crew, go watch that song. I truly believe it's gonna bless you.
Wait,
Um,
you said what was the name of the song again?
I made it.
By Kelly Price.
Fantasia.
Okay.
Hmm. Fantasia. She got some. She got some off the wall songs too. She got some songs that's a little risque for my taste, but she's Fantasia. She's just a
Yep.
bad woman. Um, but that's it for this live. I think we gonna got anything else you want to say?
Nah, we put in a lot of overtime, so
Well, I
we
was
good.
late, so I gave you an extra. Well, we gave you an extra hour and 20 minutes, which I think is cool. I got to get out there and work though.
Yeah, I gotta hurry up and finish up my route too, because apparently 6 people called out this today.
What?
So Yeah, 6
Everybody
people
got
called
that.
out, so
Everybody got
everybody
that hold it.
we got. I don't even know if it's that, but I
Did
guess
y'all
six.
see that last? Wait a minute, hold on. Did y'all see that latest freaking COVID commercial with Martha Stewart and freaking John Lennon and stuff?
No,
You did? You saw it?
I didn't see it.
Okay, I did a remake. Let me show you. It's probably gonna flag the video, but who cares? Hold on.
But yeah,
uh,
what I was saying was mad people called out, so they're gonna be giving us extra work, you know, to make up for all these people calling out. Which to me is all good because if we had all these people out today, that means I'm gonna feel good when I call out for Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
so what? What? So
I
this is a
said,
call out.
yes, we
You're a
work the day
piece of
after
shit.
Thanksgiving.
You suck.
Why am
You're a
I?
horrible person.
I need family time.
So,
They horrible for having us work after
this is
Thanksgiving.
being
No,
recorded. Do you know that, right?
I know.
Okay, I'm just saying, because that
I
might be
know
a bad
that.
idea.
No, I have the time.
Latest Pfizer commercial.
Okay. Oh,
Have you ever wondered what
I didn't mean that. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
latest Pfizer commercial?
Why is it doing
Have
that?
you ever wondered Have y'all seen the latest Pfizer commercial? Have you ever wondered what do an icon, a legend, a legacy, a pop star, and a tight end all have in common? They've all got this season updated COVID-19 shot to better protect them against recent variants. Got it?
He has 2 band-aids.
Got milk? I mean yours?
Bruh. So I had to dub the whole thing. She said weird.
Yeah.
Weird. But I did that. I did that for all the fans of the vaccine who wants to go ahead. I even put my pure blood shirt on to let you know, kiss my black ass. I ain't getting that shit. You know. It was and this was on TikTok and it was being promoted by the Pfizer account. And I was like, holy freaking cow! Wonder how much they got paid. I don't think those are the real actors. I think those are um, AI generated actors.
Probably.
Yeah, because
I
that
wouldn't
did
be
not look like
surprised.
Martha Stewart. First of all, they made Martha Stewart Kill Bill. Really? Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, why? And then she's cutting the head off of that. That was stretch. That was a stretch. It was a big stretch. But when I saw that thing, I was like, yo, I have to make fun of this. I really do, because it's like, who gives a shit about any of those characters?
I couldn't.
Who? Nobody. Martha Stewart hasn't been freaking relevant since what's it Pixel. She wasn't since she hasn't been relevant since Pixel. I think that was what killed her
Yeah.
career. Like,
You're right.
show. But listen, that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you are willing and interested in trying to get some type of mental support if you are a man that's going through that. Listen, don't be afraid to talk. Don't be
Yes.
afraid just don't be afraid to talk. Get that shit out. Listen, I need somebody to talk to. I mean, they got hotlines out there. I know it's kind of weird and you might get somebody. I've called them hotlines before. I've called them. I remember getting a guy that talked more than I did, which was weird. I was like, wait a minute, I'm calling it. You call me more than me, but call them. Call them. Like, just don't be afraid. Don't hesitate to call those hotlines and see. And if you don't get somebody you like, call again. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to give them your name. Be anonymous. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Use a Google number or something, and just call and just express how you feel. Get that negative energy out.
My
Get
enemy
that
is
negative energy
necessary.
out because up until the point that you do something reckless, you still are a citizen of the United States. And I know it seems like we treat y'all like crap, treat men like crap. I know, but just like Wall said, is it possible that we are doing it to ourselves because we refuse to go get the help that we know we can get? Well, I don't have insurance, so what? Call a hotline.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, phone a friend. There's so many. Like, how many times I phoned a friend?
Yep.
I phoned Wiles like 14 times in our relationship. 14 times. We actually start calling it a bromance. It's eerie as hell to say, like, I think we got a bromance going on. And it's like,
Yep.
no, this is stupid, because it sounds cheesy as hell. Like, yo, I'm gay. I'm like, no, no, no. Oh, that's an ugly motherfucker over there. I'm sorry. He's not cute. He looks too much like a man. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. But he's my brother, man. And all jokes aside, that's my brother. He he was there when I needed him, and I hope to be there when he needs me. And there's plenty of men out here that are there. They went through this shit. They went through that trauma. They went through their pain, and they're there. You know how many men that secretly have been raped that no one will ever know. But if you come to them, they'll coach you through it because they've had to get through it themselves. Just
Mhm.
if you got to go through counseling, man. I mean, don't give up, man. Don't give up on your life because you don't think nobody cares. Because I'm telling you, people care. They do.
Yep.
It just seems like they don't because they're hidden. Because like I said, we don't talk about this stuff enough for obvious reasons, right? We're told not to talk about it. But if you look at all these videos coming out with men saying women nobody cares, the fact that they're saying it and they're getting thousands and thousands of views tells a different story. People
Yep.
friggin' care. All right. They may not know about it. And because women and men actually, we see these big broad exteriors, all these muscles, and you got the freaking beard go, just
Mhm.
going, and you got the freaking fade, and you got the sunglasses, and you got the fitted suit, and you driving a big car. They don't know you're in pain because you don't appear as a person in pain. You appear as a person that got his shit together.
Yep.
So be mindful of that. Be mindful of how people see you. You look at a pit bull, right? Pit bull, one of the sweetest dogs on the planet, but they will eat you alive if they snap.
Yep.
It's the same thing with us men. All right? Don't snap. Don't snap. Go get help because once if you snap and you cross that line, you're no longer a citizen. You're now a predator. You're now
Yep.
something that needs to be put down.
Yep.
And you might be okay with that at that moment. But if you're not there yet, get help and don't
Yes.
stop until you get it. Like, listen, I know the first turn might feel because I just experienced that myself. I went to go get some support. I was like, you know what? It's time. I got to go ahead and start dealing with these traumas. I got to start dealing with them. And I went and I said, all right, cool. So here's my insurance. It's Medicaid. All right, cool. I went to this place and he said he doesn't take Medicaid for my age, but I can pay the $60 an hour. I don't have $60 an hour. So I was deflated, heavily deflated. Um, and I responded to him and saying, "Listen, I don't even see the point of keeping the appointment because I can't pay that." Uh, he referred me to another um, office, and I just filled out the form yesterday. Okay, it took me 2 weeks to fill out this form, mind you, 2 weeks. That's how long it took for me to build up enough courage to go through that form. Okay. Here's a man that's saying that he is well in tune with his feelings, and it still took me 2 weeks. So I know exactly what it's like to go through this shit. I know what it's like to ask for help. It's scary as hell. Because the last thing you want is somebody to throw that shit in your face, because that shit hurt like a mother. I know it does. It's like, damn, like for real, like Really? This is how you want to?
Yep,
All right, cool, no problem.
for
I'll
real.
never do that again. You know, and you pack that shit in. Next thing you know, you're a monster. You know, and anyway, I was going through the questionnaire, and I was reading the things and I'm like, oh my god, I'm fucked up. I'm really screwed up. Not in some dangerous way. I got a lot of scars because it's asking me about my childhood. It's asking me about abuse. It's talking about verbal abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse. It's asking me about all kinds of, mental abuse. Tons of questions asking me all these things. And I'm like, the more I'm reading, I'm like, holy cow. Yep, that's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. All these things that was dormanted in my life, in my day to day. When I read those questions, they came popping up. Boom, boom, boom. It was almost instant, like a smell, right? You smell
Mm-hmm.
something and it reminds you of something in your past. It was the exact same
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I'm looking at like, yup, 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 yup. I'm like, okay. And when I hit submit, I felt empowered. I'm gonna say that again for those in the back row. When I hit submit, I felt empowered because I realized that there is help out there for men. You just got to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
don't let what's going on in your life, don't let what happened in your past take you out by your own damn hands. Don't let that happen. You can go get help for that shit. And you can free yourself of that shit today. You just got to go get it. This is Gavin signing off. This Walls P signing off. You guys have a good one.
Later, ladies and gentlemen.